Namaste, beautiful souls, and welcome to this video on Leo season. We are moving into Leo season now. Leo season is all about fun and being childlike, which follows on beautifully from the last Truth and Tarot time guest that I had on. I'll put a link in the description. My friend Karen has written a book about the joy and ease of being you, and it's about your play, your power, and your purpose. And we had a fantastic conversation about the importance of being childlike. For me, that's always cartwheels on the grass, spinning, and things like that. But just looking at the world with the eyes of awe, and wonder like a child does, making daisy chains. I don't know. And there's a beautiful quote from Carl Jung, which I won't remember word for word, but it's basically about whatever activity you did as a child that made the hours pass like minutes, that is the key to your divine gifts. He didn't use the word divine gifts, so I'm using that. That is the clue to your divine gifts. Whatever you were totally absorbed in as a child, whatever you instinctively played with, how you played, what you did, what activities you loved, then that is a clue as to your power and your purpose, your play, your power, and your purpose. So Leo is very childlike and playful, but also Leo is all about creativity. It's all about confidence, courage, and authenticity. And Leo is mainly represented in tarot by the Strength card. There's Leo, the lion, of course, but Leo is ruled by the sun. So I'm bringing the sun in again, and I brought it in last month to the Cancer reading because, of course, Cancer came in on the 21st of June, which is the summer solstice. And the summer solstice to me is about the most sunlight. But I'm bringing it in again because Leo is ruled by the sun, and the sun teaches us to radiate our unique gifts and to shine unapologetically. And to shine unapologetically, that reminds me of a little meme that I did with my dog. I was walking in the campo, the countryside here in Spain. We call it the campo, with my dog, and he ran into the orange groves and started rolling around in a load of mud. And he's a white dog as well. And he came out, he was so happy, right? And I took a picture of him. He was so happy. He was absolutely covered in mud. I mean, actually, I was grateful that it was mud and not a decaying animal, because he does that sometimes in decaying matter. But anyway, so this was just mud. And there was a part of me that wanted to tell him off. And I am so glad that I mastered that part of me, and was able just to look at him with love. And he taught me the lesson that we should unashamedly and unapologetically roll around in whatever brings us joy, even if other people don't get it. And I think that's a really important point, even if other people don't get it, because I think one of the reasons that we don't do these playful childlike things is because we're worried what other people think. But authenticity is far more important than approval. It's really important that we also, because the baby on here shows rebirth. And as we evolve, we're rebirthing ourselves. And I think one of the things that stops us from doing that as well is, what will other people think? And this is something that we're moving away from, being authentic rather than seeking approval, and certainly radiating our gifts, and which lie in our fun pursuits. So for me, this is a good example, because for me now I'm having fun. And you just have to do it, right? Just for fun, whatever other people think. It doesn't matter. If they resonate, that's great. They can play with you. And if they don't, that's fine. They don't have to, you know. So yeah, it's really important that we radiate our divine gifts, our uniqueness, and stop dimming ourselves in order to please other people. Because the paradox there is that we often dim ourselves because of seeking approval from others, or we don't want other people to feel uncomfortable, or we might feel like we're showing off, you know, if we have these unique gifts. But it's not about dimming your light or dimming your play, I want to say, to make other people feel comfortable. Because actually, first of all, there is only you. So who's feeling uncomfortable? But also, we're giving other people permission to do the same as well, as long as we don't judge them when they play, right? So it's kind of a really important one. Okay. The other thing I want to say about the Sun card before we go on to the Strength card is we have a solar eclipse on the 12th of August in Leo season, and it's visible in its totality. Is that the right word for an eclipse? In northern Spain. So, and other places as well. But people are quite excited here in Spain because in northern Spain, they'll be able to see the total solar eclipse. So yeah, and that's going to be lots of energy and opportunities to rebirth and to evolve and to be more authentic and to step into whatever that authentic, that inner authority is telling you to do. I think that's what's the opportunity, because we've also got Lionsgate Portal on the 8th of August. So we'll be in the energy of that from like the 28th of July until like the 12th of August. So there's a lot going on. And the Lionsgate Portal, for me, the Lionsgate Portal is very much about Syrian energy. I often do galactic readings at that time because I think it's a lot of Syrian energy coming in to support us. But it's basically our opportunity to up the ante, to shift whatever isn't serving us and to step into a new version of who we are. And we don't always know who that is, but it is about following that childlike drive within us, that animal instinct, in harmony with the heart's wisdom. And I want to talk more about that as we talk about the Strength card. So the Strength card is really about understanding that our true strength lies in our compassion, our patience, and our gentleness, our kindness, and our self-mastery. I think that's the most important point with the Strength card, because the woman here in the picture is taming the lion through love and not through force. So we can, she's mastering the lion through love and not force. And we can master, we use the word master, don't we? Like you can master a musical instrument. But what's the difference between playing a musical instrument and mastering it? There has to be a level of love to master anything in life. If you look at the great masters of musicians or artists or whatever, they've achieved their genius or whatever through through love. You can force a child to play a musical instrument. You can force a child to be well behaved, but that's not through love. That's not going to result in having a beautiful, harmonious relationship or, end result. And so it is about disciplining and taming through love. And it's the same applies to us. When you're trying to master yourself rather than doing it through force, and berating yourself and telling yourself you have to do stuff, there's a slight difference. There's a line there with the discipline. Sometimes a little bit of discipline can come from a place of love, but we need to check that, don't we? Whether it's coming from love or whether it's coming from ego or a place of forcing ourselves. So self-mastery, she has mastered herself through love. And that's why she's able to tame the lion. And he walks beside her quite happily because she's so self-mastered. So she doesn't have the fear. She doesn't have the ego that wants to control, that wants to get the better of him. That's all ego, isn't it? So this is a beautiful card and a beautiful reminder of the importance of self-mastery. And also to understand the lion, the energy of the lion is so important in Leo season, of course, because the lion represents our instinctive life force, our animal nature, our vitality, our passion. And it's kind of like our untamed part of us. And I find that really interesting because um, if you look at, I don't know, star seeds or the people, anyone that's watching this, will probably have been a rebel in their life and, labeled a rebel, but just because you went against the grain. And that's because you weren't willing to be tamed. Because sovereignty, the whole point of sovereignty is that no one else can govern us, but it's finding that line. Are you are you not following the rules because you just want to be difficult, because you want to win, because you're in some kind of power buzz or control, you want to control or something? Or are you not following the rules because of your inner wisdom? Your inner wisdom is telling you. So this is where, we need to use discernment because that untamed part of us is beautiful because it's that untamed part of us that is leading us to sovereignty, as long as it's coming from a place of love. So that's something to check with the lion as well, because he is all of those qualities. But also, it's not about letting those qualities, that untamed part of us, it's not about letting it control us, and it's not about suppressing it. You see, now you'll see people that suppress it, people pleasers, or that's not healthy. We know that. And you can see people that let it control them and they're kind of driven from that ego. But it's about integrating the untamed parts of us with the inner wisdom from our heart, from the innate wisdom that we have, from the love, and taming it that way so that we can use those parts of us that are not going to be governed, that cannot be tamed, because it depends who's trying to tame us, doesn't it? Whether the person trying to tame us, in inverted commas, is operating from love or from control. And that's why the lion can submit to her, because that surrender, when it's done in the energy and frequency of self-mastery, that's surrender, isn't it? That's not giving up. That's not being, ruled by anybody else. So there's a difference, isn't there? So I love this card because there is so much in it. And also, she's got this infinity sign showing the infinite possibilities that life offers us. And also, she's a card of Christ consciousness, which I love as well, because as you learn to master yourself, you can access Christ levels of consciousness. And of course, Christ is not Jesus's surname, as a lot of people think. And Christ actually, so the word Christian comes from the word Christ, and you think, well, it's all about Jesus, but actually it's about a level of consciousness. It's that level of consciousness that Jesus had and shared, and his teachings. That's why his teachings are so good and such a high frequency. Following his teachings are great. He didn't ask anybody to create a religion around him, and he certainly didn't ask anybody to worship him, because he taught that that Christ level of consciousness is within all of us, and that we are all, godlike. and that the kingdom is within us. So Christ levels of consciousness, I would say, is like the level of love or above on the map of consciousness. I talk about the map of consciousness in this book. I talk about a lot of this stuff in this book: self-mastery, quantum manifestation, and creating world peace, which is what I'm all about. And we can create world peace much more easily when we access Christ levels of consciousness and we become sovereign souls. And we are not able to be tamed, but in a good way, not in an egotistical way, if that makes sense. So this is the main card in tarot that represents Leo. And there's some beautiful messages here. So the messages are about shining your light, leading with the heart, mastering yourself through love, trusting that inner authority, and let courage be guided by compassion. Choosing authority over approval and embodying the quiet strength that transforms the world. And that's what we want, isn't it? So, how does the Strength card offer us wisdom this Leo season? There you go. There you have it, radiating your light as well. So enjoy Leo season, enjoy being childlike and playful, enjoy the Lionsgate portal on the 8th of August and the eclipse on the 12th of August, especially if you're in the north of Spain. Not that I am, but in most of Europe, we will see a partial eclipse, I think. Okay, so brilliant. Lots of love to you all. Oh, just a quick reminder. I just remembered in time. I am starting another Learn to Read Tarot course. It's going to start on Tuesday, the 4th of August. It's going to be starting at 6 p.m. Spanish time, which is 5 p.m. UK time, which is 12 noon. I had to think there, Eastern American time. And it's a 6-week course. So that's every Tuesday at that time until the 8th of September. So there's each session will be like 2.5 hours or 3 hours long. So it's quite intensive, but only one session a week because there'll be plenty of homework, plenty of opportunity to practice reading for each other. We will be focusing on shuffles and spreads. We'll be focusing on the meanings of all the cards. We'll be focusing on the elements, the numerology, the astrology. We'll be focusing on the wisdom of tarot, but most importantly, I focus on helping you find your own unique tarot reading voice and to help you heighten your intuition, because that's what it's all about. Learning the meanings is important, of course, but how that meaning, when you turn the card over, how it triggers your intuition, that's your unique tarot reading voice, and that's what we really want to tap into. So I will put all the details down in the description. Get in touch if you want to join, starting on the 4th of August. And I think, all the sessions are recorded. So if you miss a session, it's fine. You can have the recording to catch up. But it's a very interactive course, so it is kind of important to be there in person. That's why I prefer to do these courses, that really works on the individual, gives you personal guidance rather than just information, but learning the information is important as well, of course. So anyway, get in touch if you want to learn to read tarot for yourself. It's one of my biggest passions, as anyone who's done my course will know. So yeah, all the details below. Love you, love you, love you. Have a fantastic Leo season, and bye for now.